Hi everyone, it's Helen here and thank you for joining me for today's video. So today we're going to be making the small wreath box die set. Now I am being a little bit naughty here. I am showing you the larger one which is no longer available, so if you got this last year, well done. I just wanted to pop this one into the video because we have the baby sister for this large wreath box here. So this one is going to be a little bit, a lot more smaller. As you can see from the size difference, it's a lot smaller. It does actually give me a gap for a medium box. Maybe next year. Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, so this is exactly the same assembly as the large one if you have that, but today I'll be showing you again how to make this in a smaller version. There is just one small adaptation in the die set, so let's have a quick look at that and then I'm going to show you exactly how to pop it together. But this is actually quite important that I show you this little bit first. So we have here two main pieces for making the top and the bottom. In the large one we had this larger piece where you would have this at the top and the bottom, but for the smaller box we have one that's slightly staggered in size. So this one here that I'm holding above this one is actually slightly larger, so this one is going to be for the lid and this one here is going to be for the base. Now let's have a quick look at the cutting guide as well, because you're going to want to know what you need to die cut. I've got all of my little pieces all ready to go, all nice and organised. So I have labelled a couple of bits as well, so it always helps. That's the base. Okay, this is the lid. Mr. G bought me a whole box of these for Christmas. I was actually really excited. He was like, what? Well, he knew I liked crocodile clips, but he didn't expect that sort of reaction. Anyway, okay, so I have here, I've labelled these L for lid. So I have used the larger of the two. There you go, just to check, just do that and you'll know which one is the larger one. So I have die cut 8 of these. So I'll be popping these together in a way where the these have to go on. And the strips will be visible, so I have a cover here for those. Okay, and then for the base I have 4 of those because the strips are going to be on the inside, so you can cut some more of these out of the pattern paper just to pop in on the inside, just to cover that. Okay, so let's look at the side pieces now. Okay, so for the side pieces you need to die cut 4 of the long ones, this one here, and then 4 of the shorter ones as well. So we have the inner ones, the inner walls, and then we have the outer walls. I'm hoping the cardstock I've chosen isn't going to be too dark. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so I've already added some red tape to the good side of this, and this one is going to be folded backwards just like that. It's easier to fold these after you've added your tape. Okay, so just fold those backwards. And for these ones, these need to be folded backwards as well because they're going to go on there. Okay, it might be easier to use glue for this, or this is just the nature of having the tabs, or just trim up these, but I would actually remove the tape backing first, or otherwise you'll have all of these little tiny little squares to remove. Okay, but we'll get to that bridge when we cross it. So this is definitely going to be one of those projects that you want to save for an afternoon or a couple of hours. Now for the lid, I've got my 8 pieces there, I've got my 4 walls, I've added my tape. So this is the good side. You know when you die cut you have a good side and then the underneath sometimes gets marks on it. So this is the underside and I've added tape to the back. So this is the front, the good side, the back. Added the tape and then I've folded it backwards like that because this is going to be added to the lid just like so. It's going to go all the way around, so I'm going to quickly show you the dry run. So it's going to go on just like that, and then we have the extra piece that's going to cover all of these teeth that go around the top. Okay, so it will all make sense as we go along, and I've just marked all these with the L there for the lid because I don't want to get them mixed up. Okay, and I've left this one, these inner walls, free from tape because I'm going to add those with glue. Okay, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, so that was the cutting guide. Let's start off with the lid first. So we have our first 4 pieces. There we go. And what we're going to do is we do have some tiny little notch marks in here that the die set pops in. So those will be your guides on where to add your glue. So I am, well, not your glue, but for lining up. So I'm just going to add glue just to that section there, and then I'm going to line this up just like that. So again, I have my tab on the end here, so this is where I'm going to add my glue. Now glue will last a lot longer than the tape, however there are some projects that just need that little bit of help straight away by using the tape. So with this project I'll be using a mixture of both. Okay, so just another quick dry run here. This is going to pop over there just to make sure everything lines up. Yep, I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to add just glue here. And I will be speeding some of this up as well. There we go, and just to get the last section, I'm just going to add glue just to the bottom. And there we go, there we have our top bit of the wreath done. Right, so let's move over to this side now. So this is going to curve all the way around, and I am going to add just a tiny bit of glue because this tape is really just to get an instant stick, but I want it to stay stuck. Because when you have a box this nice, you're going to want to pack it away with your decorations and bring it out, or maybe re-gift it. So all I'm going to do now is just press that on. Now as you can see, I've used the tape here so that it's going to just stick straight away. Okay, that is our first wall done. So I'm just going to grab my bone folder. It's great if you have one with a little bit of a pointy end. You can just press that down. Okay, right, next. I'll be adding glue just to this outside section once I've got this on secure. Now there's loads of different ways that you can kind of curve this on. So you just need to find your own little way that works with your hands and your brain, because half of this is in your brain, to get your hands to do what they want to do. And there we go, that one's on. So I am just going to add a bit of glue just to this line here and that line there. Okay, and I'm not going to kind of angle it so that it's too much in like that. I want a good angle because this does need to slip over the base of the box with ease, because you have to line up the inner walls and the outer walls to get it to kind of slide on and off quite easily. That makes sense. So let's make it easy for that to do. So I'll just pop that on just like that. Okay, so carry on working your way all around, and then I'll be back to show you the centre. Okay, so now I've popped that on, we can now start working on the centre of the box there. Okay, so here they are. These are going to go around, so they're going to be splayed outwards, so adding the tape, you're going to have to cut individually, which is what we're going to have to do for these ones. If it bothers you, just persevere with just using the glue. But I wanted to show you both ways today. So it's a simple case of just sliding that underneath. There we go. Now with this one, we do kind of need this to, let's see if I can show you on this one. This will really help. We need this top section here to be larger than this circle here on this side. As you can see, it's kind of a sort of a conical shape, but only very slightly, and that's really going to help to put your box together when you're getting the lid on. So I'm going to secure the ends for these after I've added on each section. And there is going to be a little bit of an overlap as well. Don't worry about that. If you want to trim them down to fit, you can do. You've just got the choice there, because we're adding all of these pieces on. Some people will add them in different places, so there's an excess there if you need them, if you actually need it. Okay, we've got all of our walls in now, so I'm just going to make sure this is all secure. I'm just going to turn this over now. It looks good. There are a few things sticking up, so if you do have a few odd bits here and there, a few odd teeth sticking up. I call them teeth, they're little tabs, aren't they? But they kind of remind me of teeth in gears, like cogs and things. So I just automatically call them teeth. Okay, so as you can see, this is the top section here. This is why I asked you to cut out another 4 of these, so that we can have those perfectly covered. And then you can go ahead with the mat for this one, and then use that with your patterned paper. Right, so I do have a few stubborn ones that want to stick out. Okay, let's turn this around and we can start playing with this now. And as you can see, it naturally kind of wants to create this conical, so it's great that we have these overlaps here, because it just gives us that extra room to kind of make that shape. So I'm just going to add glue just to the end pieces either side, and then I'm going to hold this together and press that closed. Okay, so I am trying to make this as clear as possible, but there's a lot for me to actually remember. So I'm hoping I'm doing all right so far and that I haven't confused anyone. If you do have any questions, pop them in the comments. And I would also love to know what you would put in this little wreath box here. Sweets, what kind of gifts. This would make a great scarf. You know, you could like swirl it round as well. That would make a really nice gift. You probably wouldn't even have to use tissue paper either. Okay, so let's get these on now. So if you have to neaten anything up, do that now before you pop it on. Okay, so that is the top lid pretty much done. I'm just going to press underneath here just to push it in, get all the top sorted out. There we go. That is the top of our wreath box done. Let's move on now to the base. Okay, so we're going to start off exactly the same how we started off with the lid. We're going to glue all these together. Just be mindful, the base ones should be a tad smaller. Okay, just do your best there. I did go a bit skew whiff on one of these pieces. Just do your best to get a perfect circle. There we go. My lid was a lot neater than that one. Okay. Now this one is slightly different. We have our good side with the tape added and then folded backwards. These are going to go on the inside, just like that. Okay, this is really going to give us room to add the lid. Over the top of the base. Okay, so I am going to use a bit of glue as well. This is the long-term plan. Okay, I'm going to use my thumb here just to help me get the edge, and it's going to help guide this piece as I move around. And again, tape is excellent because it gives you that instant stick, and the wet glue will keep it there for some time. Okay, there is our first piece done. It's nice and flush with the sides. Okay, let's do exactly the same all the way around. Okay, just finishing this one off now, and you may notice I have extra space on all of these caps because these were made smaller, so we do have a little bit of extra room on there. So hopefully there's absolutely zero chance of you having any gaps and things not reaching. So okay, so I haven't added any glue to these side pieces yet because I got another trick, just like how we made this conical. We're going to make this go in slightly as well because that's going to help the outer wall slide over the top. So all these little tricks do actually help. Even though we have created this die with a top and a bottom, it is really nice to have that clearance. Okay, so you don't want to be bending this too much though, because you will get a little bit of a funny shaped circle. There we go. Okay, so now we have that. We have all of these teeth on show, so if you want to, you can cut another 4 of these panels. Trim off the you can trim these off if you want to, the extra tabs on the side. It doesn't matter, they will all lay down flat anyway, and then just line this, but make sure you do it after you've added these inner pieces here. Okay, so these are going to go on just like that. They're not going to bend because I put tape on them, but I did want to show you you can actually do it with the tape. So you're going to need some Teflon coated scissors. These are the Tim Holtz ones, and you can just trim into each one. Alternatively, you can use glue instead of the tape, but you will be there for a little bit of time holding it down. For me personally, I would rather just clean my scissors. Do this with the scissors and just clean any gunk off them afterwards, instead of like holding down something to dry. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same now on this one. Again, keeping the teeth on the inside of the box. Again, don't worry if this gets messy or you get glue everywhere like I've just done, it's fine, because you can pop a liner down, decorate it inside with some patterned paper. Again, do your best not to let any of this wall go on the outside of this circle here, because then it may interfere with this inner part of the lid. Okay, there's the first one down. Let's carry on. Okay, you should now have something that looks just like that. Okay, so with these ones we're going to slope them so that this hole is bigger than this ring at the top. That's really going to help this section go that way. Descriptive words are never my friend, so it's a great thing that I can show you as I talk. Just thinking about if I had to write these instructions down for a magazine, that would be a nightmare, I think, as well. There are written instructions on the back of this packet, but the visuals, you really need the visuals for this sort of set, so definitely that's why I spend the time making sure I get these tutorials out for you, because you need to see me actually do this, because it's a lot easier for you to get the best results that way. There we go, there it is. Right, moment of truth. Let's see if this goes over. Perfect. There we go. Beautiful. I'm pleased with that, because it's always that moment of truth of whether the lid will go on. That's with any box really that you make. Did you get it all right and in the right place? Okay, so that is the wreath box. I'm now free to go ahead and decorate this box. So this one I've used the sprigs. This is actually a shop bought snowflake. It's like a wooden embellishment as well. That's a lot of fun to do. So let's go back to the die set. There's loads here to help you decorate, and I would be really tempted to also use some of the dies from the wine box as well, because we have this poinsettia there. Let me get you the die set. I've got everything prepared. Oh, this is really heavy. I'm using every single magnetic board that I own. I might have to make some more up. That's how many dies are in this collection. Oh, running out of places to put things. The small wreath box. So you do get all these accents here with their perfectly sized foliage there. We have these dividers as well. You would fold that in half and then you can like create all of these dividers inside to stop things sliding about if you want to do little sections. Alright, so that comes with the set. Oh, and you also get the mats here as well, so you can use that with the patterned paper. So I've used the Holly Jolly Christmas paper pack, and then you can use this on the inside as well to actually line the inside. Okay, and you can also use the wine bottle box set as well. There's loads of extra dies in here for decorating. These are going to be perfect for the whole entire collection. We have 3 poinsettia laying dies. Those look like this. That's going to look really pretty on the wreath box there. We have more sprigs, we have the layering stars, and 2 label dies. And there's an and. If you want to add words, we have the Christmas words die set. Again, we have, that's upside down, we have a tag here, we have the words, and we also have the shadow dies for those as well. I'll show you an example. There we go. That literally just makes that pop. And that was the geocracker die. So you would have already have seen the launch video. If you haven't, that is linked down below. That shows you all of the die sets in the collection. And I just think it's so wonderful how a lot of these dies are mix and match. So even if you just get a couple of these die sets, they're really going to coordinate and complement each other. Okay, so that is how you put together the small wreath box. So everything that I've used today will be listed down below. Pop in the comments what you would put inside one of these boxes. I would love to know. I always need ideas on what to put inside these things for giving my own gifts away as well. So yeah, so give me a thumbs up if you like this one. Everything's listed down below, and I'll see you again soon.